Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Adventures in the Fabled Lands. Now, the plan is for Vorga to take the vial of yellow powder up to the Blessed Springs by way of Venofax and the village out here, because there in both locations she can get some money. Now this is going to be tricky as it's going to involve a scouting check. Also, this spear is really no better than her sword, so she'll just sell it. Venofax is a strange looking village. It looks like a single gigantic building. All the houses are joined together to form a jumbled mass, and none of the houses have doors. The only way in is through holes in the rooftop. Ladders lead up to the roof, which in effect forms a network of streets that the inhabitants travel across to get to certain buildings. "We had to build it that way for defense," says a passing farmer. "You see, the scorpion men from the south cannot climb, so they can't get inside the town." Wandering around, you clamber down a ladder into a long, low hall, the Venofax Market. A sign reads "Closed on Thursday." Fortunately, it's not Thursday, and a stocky, barrel-chested man with piggy eyes introduces himself as Fors, the master of the market. There is not much for you to buy or sell in this provincial market. Items of no purchase price are not available locally. Well, you think of the places that could be of potential interest to you in the strangest looking village you have seen so far. After a while, you narrow them down to a few useful possibilities. We'll chat to the villagers on the rooftop. A small boy runs up to you saying, "Help us! Help us! The man-eating, blood-thirsty gobbler has got my little sister!" His mother, a flaxen-haired beauty, comes up behind him. Surely you mean bloodthirsty, not Thursday, you ask. "Oh no," replies the young mother. "The man-eating, bloodthirsty gobbler is so named because it hunts us only on Thursdays." The boy's name is Mikhail and his mother's name is Lynn. Her husband is away in the army and her young daughter Haley was taken by the beast last Thursday. Apparently several people have disappeared, never to be seen again. "Please help us," plead the villagers. Of course I will help them, provided I can pass a scouting check with a reroll. You wait until Thursday. Lynn tells you that the disappearances happened a little way out of town near an old farmhouse. As you leave town, you notice Fors, the master of the market, heading in the opposite direction. I will follow him. After a while, Fors circles around, heading across country. It's gonna be tricky. Can I get a 6+ with a reroll? Yes. You trail Fors to the old farm. He goes inside and you creep to see what he is doing. 3 rough-looking thugs are helping Fors get into what is obviously a monster suit. It's a bit like a giant hairy toad made of the hide of some animals stretched over a wooden framework. So much for the dreaded gobbler. You wait by the door. As the thugs emerge, you club one of them to the ground, but you'll have to fight the other 2. So that's 3 thugs plus Fors. He is not fighting. I'll go to here. Tactical assessment. Coming to range, yes. Gotcha. Bosh. And bosh again. Ow, I will. Oh, you survived the lucky blighter. Right. Got him. After a beating you served Fors and his accomplices, you wake him up with a bucket of cold water. He is eager to run off at the sight of a hardened adventurer rather than a timid villager. He surrenders and confesses all. He terrified people with the monster disguise to keep them away from the farm. He and his men were kidnapping villagers, chaining them in the cellar below and selling them to a slaver from Karambaru for work in the slave mines. You find Haley and several other villagers down below in the cellar. "Oh, don't hurt me," begs Fors. "I'm only trying to make a few shards." "What, by selling your own people into slavery?" says one of the villagers, giving him a hefty kick. You lead them back to Venofax. Haley runs into her mother's arms for a tearful reunion. Lynn, the mother, gives you a suit of chainmail and a sword, both of which I will take. These have been in the family for generations. It's all I have to give, she says. Forrest is hauled off to the local magistrate for judgment. He will probably be sold into slavery. The villagers welcome you as the one who brought Forrest to justice and saved their people from slavery. And then we get the village description again. I will put on this new armor, which will take my defense up to a 10. I am going to ditch my old sword, use the new one, because it was a reward well earned, and it will remind me of the good deeds I did this day. I'm also going to sell this old ring mail and sword. I'll go to the inn, get a total heal, and then I think I'm going to have to go back down to Yellowport to get another blessing of Lacuna, because the second quest I have in mind is... Oh, no Temple of Lacuna. Well, in that case, I'll go back up to Venofax. I'll have to skip that one for now. And I'll just head up the Eastern Road. The extra money from the Stinking River would probably help a lot, but I'll have to make do without it. You're on the road between the Blessed Springs and Venofax. Pilgrims, the sick and injured, travel this route to the holy waters of Blessed Springs to find salvation. Nothing unusual happens. Straight up to Blessed Springs. The village of Blessed Springs, nestling at the foot of a tall hill, has grown up around the holy waters, a special spring said to have healing powers. It has been fenced off by the villagers and a priesthood appointed to supervise the supplicants who come to bathe or drink of the spring's waters. There is no market, but an alchemist has set up shop here. I'm going straight to our alchemists. I will want a potion of godliness and a potion of nature. What else? Possibly a potion of healing? For emergencies, yes. You've heard stories of the Holy Spring and its healing powers. The village has basically grown up around it, and you have limited places to openly go to due to the guards hired by the priests of Mulhern to patrol the area. Still, you think that you can pay a visit to the Holy Waters, and I absolutely shall. A wooden stockade encloses the springs. At the gate, 2 militiamen stand on guard, and a priest dressed in blue robes sits behind a desk. 35 shards to enter the divine spa, says the priest. I will absolutely pay that, and it will be very worth it. You find a wide pool of bubbling electric blue water. It gives off a strong, invigorating scent like crushed pine leaves. I will absolutely empty the vial of yellow dust into the water. You scatter the powder on the surface of the waters. There is a flash, and a cloud of yellow smoke billows up out of the pond. When it clears, you find yourself face to face with a white-bearded, bespectacled old man floating a few feet off the water. He is dressed in long, flowing, ornate robes. He blinks at you for a moment before saying, Thank you. That worthless apprentice of mine. Can you imagine? I told him to throw the dust into the holy waters, but the idiot couldn't even be trusted to do that. The old man's name is Olifard the Wizardly. As a reward, he casts a spell that enhances your skill. Add one to the ability of your choice permanently. Now, if I complete the promotion quest for any other character class, I will get +1 to the ability score. So Troubadour would be Charisma, the Wayfarer would be Scouting, the Rogue would be Thievery, the Priest would be Sanctity, and the Mage or Wizardly type would be Magic. If I want to increase combat, I need to find quests that will directly increase my combat score, and I want a combat of 7 for the higher level warrior skills, so I will absolutely this time take the combat increase. I see that you have some powers in the arcane arts, says Olifard the Wizardly. There is something I need, if you can get it for me. I will teach you how to advance as a mage. It was Vace, the sea dragon, who turned me into powder. He stole my magic chest in which I store all my magical equipment. Without it, I am virtually powerless. Meet me in Trefoil when you have it. I will absolutely accept the task. Where is Vace, you ask? Why, in the Lake of the Sea Dragon, of course, he replies. As he leaves, Olifard gives you an amulet of protection, which I will absolutely take. It will come in very useful. Now, since I'm here, I'll bathe in the waters as well. Not that I have any diseases, but I paid to come in, so I might as well enjoy it. Now, I'm going to leave town. I think I'm going to go round a little bit. I'll head to Fort Brylon. Fort Brylon, named after a Sakaran king of the First Dynasty, is the southernmost castle on the fortified wall that keeps out the rabid, savage man-beasts. What the soldiers fear most is what they call death duty, going out on patrols beyond the wall into Nerech itself. The roads are patrolled by troopers of the Sakaran army. The fort is well supplied from Blessed Springs and traffic abounds. I don't want to get robbed. I got robbed. How many items? 1 item. I think it's going to have to be this healing potion. You continue on your journey with a bitter taste in your mouth after all the things you said regarding that pesky thief's relatives. How bad can my luck go? Can I roll low again? Quite probably. You're crossing an area of fertile farmland where much of the food is grown to feed the army. Little farmsteads dot the landscape, and the ploughed fields have the appearance of a patchwork quilt. Don't you dare, game. Oh, good. I'll just head straight to Karambaru. Karambaru is a medium-sized town that acts as a way station between the citadel to the north and the rich towns of the south. It is a garrison town. Many supplies, arms, and soldiers move through Karambaru on the north-south trail. Shops, temples, traders, and the like have sprung up here to serve the needs of the military. There is also a sizable mining community, for the mines of Sakara lie in the Bronze Hills just outside of town, and a slave market where poor unfortunates sold into slavery are bought for work in the mines. The Karambaru Market consists of several covered arcades. Much of its stock is for miners and soldiers, and it is run with business-like efficiency by the Sakaran military. And here they happen to sell a brawler book. Okay. I would ideally have a second potion of godliness. That could become a problem. Right, well. The road is nearly blocked by wagons and supply convoys. A troop of soldiers forces its way through the throng. The men bang heads indiscriminately to clear people out of the way. And Vorga gets bashed on the head as well. You join the much-travelled road that connects Trefoil and Karambaru. The traffic mostly consists of convoys of troops and supplies. Eventually you come to the Weary Pilgrim Tavern, a way station between the cities, and we will just rest here to get our health back. Head down to Trefoil. The main road between Marlock City, Trefoil and Karambaru is well maintained with regular guard posts. The Sakarans are nothing if not efficient. We have a bad omen and lose a blessing. I don't think we particularly had one at this point. The city of Trefoil is a terrifying vision of apocalyptic destruction. It had once been a thriving crossroads town, but now it is a burnt-out hulk. It was almost razed to the ground when it declared for the late king during the recent civil war and tried to hold out against the army of Grieve Marlock, the current Protector General of Socara. It was then sacked by the general's mercenaries, and General Marlock is now trying to rebuild it. Craftsmen are hard at work everywhere, and I will head back to Marlock City. I have been here before. Today, I will visit the Temple District. The capital of Socara has 3 large temples nesting at different locations on its streets. In addition, it has the one-of-a-kind House of Priests, which functions as the administration of the polytheistic religion of Socara and Golnir. Well, I'm going straight in there. The House of Priests is an impressive building, a round house of multicolored bricks. The myriad colors give it a bizarre and garish look, calculated to unsettle the visitor. Inside, 100 offices teem with the administration of the polytheistic religion of Socara and Golnir. I will absolutely enter. A notice has been pinned up in the foyer. Adventurer priest wanted. See the chief administrator. Naturally, you present yourself, and the chief administrator, a grey-whiskered priest of Elnir, takes you into his office. He shows you a special crystal ball that displays an aerial view of Marlock City. You notice several strange-looking clouds hanging over the city. They are shaped like gigantic demons reaching down to claw at the city laid out below them. The crystal ball shows things as they are in the spirit world, explains the priest. These storm demons cannot be seen under normal circumstances, but they are there, almost ready to destroy the city. He goes on to tell you that Sulveneris, the divine lord of thunder, is one of the sons of Elnir, the sky god, chief among the gods. He is responsible for keeping the storm demons under control, and thunder is thought to be the sound of Sulveneris smiting the demons in his wrath. Unfortunately, the storm demons have found a way to put Sulveneris into an enchanted sleep. He lies at the very top of Devil's Peak, a single spire of volcanic rock reaching up into the clouds. The peak lies north of Marlock City and Cursed Moor. We need an enterprising adventurer to go to the top of the peak and free Sulveneris from his sleep. But I must warn you that several priests have already tried and we never saw them again. Well, I will definitely give it a try. You take up the quest. There is little else for you to do here, so you return to the city centre, and indeed leave the city. Now, I'm gonna save the game, because we're looking at a number of tricky dice rolls here. You're trekking across the aptly named Cursed Moor. A great rolling expanse of blasted heath stretches out before you. Grey clouds hang over a mournful, dirty water-coloured plain. Studded with rocky outcrops and low hills. A raven flutters to the ground nearby, eyeing you curiously. His brothers call loudly into the echoing sky. Dusk falls, and in the dim twilight a herd of horses comes streaking out of the night straight at you. As they near, it seems to you that their hooves are not touching the ground, and from their manes trail wispy clouds of sparks like tiny stars. Now we're going to live dangerously. I'm going to mount one of these steeds. You stand your ground. The ghostly horses stream past you on either side, neighing wildly at the sky. Nimbly, you leap at one and manage to wrap your arms around its neck and swing onto its back. The horse feels quite solid, but appears to be a luminous pale green colour. You look up through a cloud of sparks emanating from the horse's mane, just in time to see a rocky wall on the low hill looming up out of evening mist. Your horse is galloping full tilt right towards it. Look, if the horse was in any danger, it would stop. I am holding on. The horse and you hit the wall. There is a bright flash, and you find you have passed straight through into the hill. It must be a fairy mound. The horse you are riding abruptly changes shape in a puff of smoke. You find yourself on the back of a little knobbly-limbed, white-faced goblin who promptly collapses under your weight. You're in a cavern lit by mouse-sized fairy folk who flit about in the air, blazing like fireflies. Their horses have also turned into goblins, elves, and fairies of all shapes and sizes. "What have we here?" whispers a pale, dark-eyed elf woman dressed in silvery cobwebs and wearing a gold crown. "An overweight mortal sitting on poor old Gobrash, your majesty," groans the goblin you are sitting on. You realise that you are in great danger here. There's no telling what the fairy folk will do to you. The queen signals to her people and they close in around you ominously. Sanctity roll looking for a 6. I don't want to waste my potion. And I'm okay. That's a great relief. You recite a devotional prayer to the gods, calling on your faith to aid you. The goblin folk are repelled by your piety and purity of spirit. Even Gobrash finds the strength to get out from under you and run off. Such is your effect on them. Snarls the queen, recoiling. "Please, your godliness is harmful to us. Here, take this and leave." A jug of fairy mead and an enchanted spear are pushed towards you. The wall behind you shimmers and disappears. You step through back into the cold night air of the cursed moor. You leave the fairy mound far behind and camp for the night. The next day, you resume your travels. And now, to Devil's Peak. You're crossing the western wilderness, an expanse of wild, sparsely populated countryside. A few trappers and woodsmen make a living from the natural resources of the area. A tall spire of rock, a towering anomaly of geology, rises up into the clouds, dominating the horizon. A local hunter tells you it is known as Devil's Peak and that the summit is infested with demons. I must climb. I have climbing gear. You stand at the bottom of the Devil's Peak. It is a massive tower of black rock like a stone tree trunk, bare and branchless, climbing up into the sky. You cannot see the top, for it is shrouded in grey clouds. Thunder and lightning play around the clouded summit. The sides of the peak are almost sheer, but there are many hand and footholds. So, barely sheer at all, really. I mean, no, sheer doesn't mean smooth so much as vertical and smooth. And apparently in the fashion industry it now means something completely different and means see-through, which doesn't even make sense. It can be climbed, but only if you have some climbing gear. Guess what I got? You begin the ascent. I'm looking at a scouting check. I have a potion of nature, and I really hope it does the trick. That's a successful scouting roll. The climb is long and hard, but at last you heave yourself up onto the top of Devil's Peak, a flat expanse of weathered blank rock. Blank rock that is also black, apparently. You come across a strange sight. A man lies staked out on the ground asleep. Blue energy crackles up and down his body, and a hefty-looking hammer glowing red is still attached to his belt. It is Sulvaneris, the one you have come to free. As you are about to lift the stakes, a whistling, keening blast of ferocious wind engulfs you. You are surrounded by whirling storm demons, vaguely man-shaped creatures of thunderous energy, which try to sweep you into the air and off the edge of the peak. Surely a fatal drop. You try to recite the rituals of dismissal associated with such demons, and flippin' heck! Potion of godliness. Give it a try. Ow, bugger. They fall back for a moment, but your invocation fails to take hold, and they close in. Well, maybe I can fight them. How many are there? Oh, ugh. Right. I'm gonna say, please, come the correct distance. Yes, good. Bosh. I'm dead. Not gonna... Yep. So, that is a really hard scouting check, so I'm gonna do that again. Because, basically, it's early in the campaign, and it feels kind of wrong, you know? There aren't a lot of easier things to do here, so... Cursed Moor is going to be hard enough, but I am going to stick on because I think I can probably pull through here. The dice don't hate me yet. I'll take those things. That spear will probably come in really useful if I have to... Yeah, let's just put it there for now, right? If I have to fight the demons. Climb, climbing gear, drink a potion, and bugger. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, fine. We're gonna die. I'm gonna die climbing this bloody mountain. Because the game just hates me. Okay, made it up there. Great. Can I make a sanctity roll? That would be really nice right about now. I probably can't. Nope. Close though, and this ain't even worth playing out. It's so... Yeah, look, just dead. Okay. Is this too difficult for her? I mean, she does need to roll, I think, an 8 for one of those. So, overall, these rolls... I mean, the 8's a bit hard. The 7s are quite manageable. Okay, I'm on game. I'm going to fail this roll now. Oh, no. Okay, fine. Good. Absolutely take those. And I should... in theory, on average, be able to make it up this mountain without failing this dice roll once. That's great. That double 6 feels very wasted. I need like an 8. It could happen. Please. Game. Well then, let's see how this plays out. If it just is totally screwed, then she's just, you know, not happening tonight. I have had a rough time already, so yeah, just come. I'll go up to here. Oh, it's not enough, is it? Nope. Yeah, so very difficult dice rolls. An 8 isn't too hard. It's a little harder than average, right? And goodness, this is frustrating. It's late at night. I've had a bad evening and night already so far. I just wanted something a little bit nice. You know, that would have been really great. Come on, come on. Fail the bloody sanctity roll on Curse Moor. Go on. And I know I could completely skip this, but I don't think I get a second chance. Hooray! I failed a sanctity roll! I'm totally screwed! I think I'm just going to end the episode here. And we'll pick it up next... No, stuff it. No, look, I'm just really... Bloody hell, It's the whole robbery thing of everything just makes it... Look, she's not having a lot of luck. And unfortunately... At these early stages in her adventures, luck is a much bigger factor than anything else. I mean, do we even want her to have a bloody chance at all here? It's like... Go away. Just go away. I've had enough. I need to stop. I need to... One more. Come on. It's not like I needed to roll really high, right? An 8, it's a little challenging, right? But these 6s and 7s are positively... Well, they're a lot easier than an 8, let's put it that way. Hooray! Okay, game, good night. I've had enough. It's just not happening, is it? Okay, well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode right up to the point where I saved it here and everything started to go tits up. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next one, where hopefully things will go a little bit better for me. I'm going to say goodbye for now, though, because that one is just apparently way too hard. And, cheerio for now.